everyone, this is Dr. Neil Schwartz. I have another case for you today. This is a girl that has very light skin, and she's also a vegetarian. She's been a vegetarian for many years, and yet she still has an acne problem that she has not been able to beat for several years. Let's go through her pieces of her chart and see what's been going on with her. You can see in her chart here, she's 23 years old. We took her vital signs, and I asked her how long she had acne. She said 2 years. She said in the past couple months, it's getting worse lately. Let's see what else she says. I asked her what she had tried. She said 3 board-certified dermatologists. They had given her several prescription topicals. The ones she could remember were Retin-A. She also did oral antibiotics, Monodox, she said here. And she had mentioned prescription topicals. I'm not sure what I wrote here, but I think that they were causing dryness. She stopped them maybe because of dryness. And here I wrote she's a vegetarian, and I put in general, meaning she's been a vegetarian for years, just, not just because of her skin, but because that's the way she's been eating. Let's go back to day 1 here. Alright, so this is her on day 1. You can see she's got some old bumps with some dry scabs on top. She's got some newer bumps, and she's got a bunch of small bumps. She's kind of dry in some areas, bumpy in other areas. It's very uneven. And this is about a month. Let me check the date on that. This is actually 3 weeks later. And you can see we're getting into that flat red mark type of picture here. A lot of these bumps are older, they're darker, more dusky, and you're starting to see a smoothness in the overall texture as well. Let's go to a couple months after this. This was 2 months later. And I discharged her here. Or she was already discharged. She just came back to show me how she had held it down. And you can see she's maintaining a much healthier skin. We got no new bumps here. Just even some of the three-dimensional scars are softening. We'll look at them closely when we compare, but this is really pretty and really healthy. You can see that the activity of the skin has completely changed. Let's compare back and forth. This is day 1. This is now. It's pretty dramatic. Let's go through some details here. You can see the exact mark from where these bumps were. Watch these 2 bumps as I move in and out of the before and after. You can see where they shift over a little bit, but you can see exactly where they are and use them as landmarks. Let's see. That's them right there. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's use that as a landmark and look over here at these 3 here. Let's see if we see the remnants of those. And then you see the remnants of those. 1, 2, 3 there. It's just fading. Everything's healing. Let's go use that as a landmark. We'll come over here a little bit. Watch this. 1, 2, like the Big Dipper here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see the same pattern. Let's see. See it? Alright, let's look at these down here. You got this one. Let's look at it like you're looking at the stars. We're going to do it in constellations here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In that pattern right there. Let's watch them here. Can you see the old marks? Can you see the constellation of old marks? Look at this one. It's still the remnant of that. Actually, maybe you see it here. This one right here shifts over a little bit to the right. It's going to shift right to about here. Watch, I'll put the arrow between the 2. Can you see it right here now? This was that. Let's go back. This is that. So you can do that when you look at these photos, you can zoom in on every aspect of them and really get in close and do that with every one of them. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in and do that even closer. Alright, so we got a close-up shot here. Watch these 2. They'll shift over a little bit. Watch. And this whole cluster right here, watch them under zoom. Can you see? Can you see this one and this one are the same as this one and this one? Everything has healed. There's no way to fake this. This is the real result. Check this out. Look at this little cropping of 3. See it? So watch this constellation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how we do it. Now let's look in close over here. Let's see how we did over here. It's great. Alright, moving on to another area of her face. We have this temple. Now this is interesting. This one's not as crystal clear, but we'll have to zoom in a little bit. This one has some 3-dimensional scarring too. It was digging out as the wounds were digging out. But in the after shot, you'll see there's some healing of some 3-dimensional scars as well. And this is just completely inactivated. Red marks. This is a case of red marks and 3-dimensional scars softening up. I want to do this a couple times for you guys. Now, this one's not perfectly focused like the others, but you'll get an idea from the overall picture of all 3. You'll get the idea. Moving on. Alright, let's look closely here. This one's much more focused. You have all these tiny bumps over here. You have the big bumps here coming around. You have the very big bump here. Let's see what happens when we shift over. Now let's look closely here. Let's get in here. Can you see that? This huge, long, this very large bump, and that left a tiny little wound afterwards that's also healing and starting to heal up. Right there. And that was the tail end of it. Can you see that? And there's that little remnant to the left of it. You can even see that one of these dark marks might have been the one to the left of that. Alright. Let's look over here. Let's look over here. Let's get in there as best we can. This is at an angle, but let's get in there. Take a look closely. You can see the same pattern of marks in here. Always go full screen when watching these videos. You can zoom in yourself as well. So let's look from far. Let's do this again. That's pretty awesome. Her life, she was very nervous when she came in, and her life has significantly transformed. You can tell from these photos that her life has been very much eased up, and she doesn't have to think about her skin like she used to. She just maintains it and keeps it much more healthy at all times. As always, I'd like to take this time to let everyone know that all acne is treatable and preventable. It only feels hopeless if you've failed many things. This project was created because of the ongoing suffering that's been going on with this treatable condition. Not unlike obesity or lack of fitness, many people get hopeless when they fail certain efforts, but the truth is it's always treatable. Sometimes it requires a little more expertise, sometimes it requires a little better weaponry, sometimes it requires some coaching, sometimes it requires a clear head, maybe someone else looking at it besides yourself. Sometimes when you doctor yourself, you run the risk of failure. In medical school, they teach you not to be your own doctor, and the reason they teach you that is because it's riddled with failure. So now we have a huge community treating themselves for acne, and not surprisingly, as the founding fathers of medicine predicted, they're failing in a lot of ways because they have become their own practitioner. If you guys have any questions for me, you can email me, or you can find me on video chat. We're making a huge transition in the practice right now to pump up the home version to make sure everyone can get the emotional support they need. Phone will be available soon. Audio chat is becoming available. and we'll keep increasing the support until everyone realizes this is a treatable condition and there's no exceptions to this rule. If you have any questions that your case might be special or that your hopelessness is somehow justified, I would recommend watching over 130 videos here. I think anyone who's seen them all and enlarges the screen and zooms in and really takes a look at what's real will realize that regardless of how you do it, whether you do it with me or with your local dermatologist or with anyone you trust, you'll realize this is always treatable. There are no exceptions. Talk to you soon. I'll be around. Take care.